Namaskar, and welcome back to the lecture series on food fortification with special emphasis on fortified rice. In the previous lecture, we have learnt about micronutrient malnutrition, the hidden hunger, economic impact of micronutrient malnutrition, global nutrition targets, nutritional gaps, and various strategies to address the nutritional gap. We have also learned what it means by food fortification, why to go for food fortification, and what are the various health as well as economic and social benefits of food fortification. In this lecture, we will learn about history and scope of food fortification including rice. Why rice has been considered as one of the most suitable vehicles for food fortification. What is the effectiveness and global status of mandatory legislation on rice fortification, as well as vision and mission of rice fortification in India? So, let's begin. Some of the literatures on food fortification refers the earliest fortification evidence as adding of iron filings to sweet wine during 4000 BC by Melampus, who is claimed as the first and most famous Persian priest cum psychiatrist and healer in Greek mythology. As per claim, it was being used to improve the Persian warriors' stamina and resistance to arrows, as well as to enhance their sexual potency. The literatures refer the book on mythology, named The Golden Bough, which was a study of magic and religion by Sir James George Fraser, first published in 1890. However, the existence of Melampus stands between myth and reality. As per the myth, Melampus had raised two orphan snakes, which licked his inner ear, giving Melampus the power of prophecy and healing, as well as the ability to converse with birds and animals. Melampus became famous for curing Iphiclus, the son of Phylacus, the founder of ancient Greek kingdom, Phyllis. Melampus had used an old, cursed iron knife, scraped off the rust from the knife, boiled the rust with wine, and gave the mix to Iphiclus to drink, who got cured and was able to produce children. Many such mythological stories may be prevalent across the various civilizations of the world, but it's difficult to relate these with modern scientific food fortification. The story of scientific food fortification started around 1920s. Various references cite fortification of margarine with vitamin A in 1918 in Canada and iodization of table salt in Switzerland and USA in early 1920s as first large-scale food fortification. Further, in 1930s, vitamin D fortified milk, and in 1940s, vitamin B and iron fortified flour and bread were introduced in USA and few other countries. In 1950s, flour fortified with vitamin B and iron was introduced in Chile, while in 1970s, sugar fortified with vitamin A was introduced in Guatemala. In 1990s, folic acid fortification was mandated in USA. In 2000s, flour and bread fortification were introduced in many countries, including few African countries. These strategies were universal in developed countries and were deployed by many middle-income countries. In India, food fortification began as early as in 1950s with fortification of vanaspati or vegetable oil with vitamin A to eliminate night blindness, followed by iodization of salt in 1960s under National Water Control Program. There are few other food fortification initiatives on the Indian timeline to eliminate micronutrient malnutrition by the government as well as by the private players like voluntary wheat flour fortification in 1970s, fortifying milk with vitamin A in 1980s, fortification of cooking oil in 2000s, and many pilot studies on rice fortification around 2010. However, the pace of food fortification couldn't be achieved to the desired level due to lack of standards and regulations. The momentum of food fortification in India accelerated in 2016 when the country's food regulator, Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, that is FSSAI, operationalized the Food Safety and Standards Regulations for fortification of rice, wheat flour, edible oil, double fortified salt, and milk. The regulation on food fortification was notified in 2018. It also established the Food Fortification Resource Center, which developed the F Plus logo to help food producers as well as consumers. Among various food items under fortification in India, rice is considered as the most suitable to reduce the high burden of micronutrient malnutrition in India. Why rice is a suitable vehicle for food fortification? The success of any fortification program is linked to the right choice of food to be fortified. It must be regularly eaten in predictable amounts, affordable, palatable, and culturally acceptable. Moreover, to increase the product's acceptance, the fortified food should retain its original characteristics and appearance, as well as the added nutrients should remain stable under local conditions of storage and use. Rice qualifies for various operational, technical, as well as other aspects, and hence is a suitable vehicle for food fortification in India. Rice is consumed as a staple food by nearly half of the world's population. As per 68th round of National Sample Survey, more than two-thirds population in India consume rice as their staple food. Around 800 million people in India are covered by public distribution system with supply of nearly 350 lakh metric ton of rice. Rice is also supplied under ICDS, that is, Integrated Child Development Services, and PM Poshan, together covering more than 80 million beneficiaries, including pregnant women and lactating mothers. Increasing the micronutrient density of rice through fortification has great potential to increase the daily intake of essential vitamins and minerals for the general population, thereby addressing widespread micronutrient deficiencies. Naturally, paddy is a good source of vitamins and minerals. However, milling of paddy removes the fat and micronutrient-rich bran layers to produce the commonly consumed starch-rich white rice. Polishing further removes 75 to 90% of vitamin B1, vitamin B6, vitamin E, and niacin. Fortification of rice provides an opportunity to add the micronutrients lost during milling and polishing. It also provides an opportunity to add other essential micronutrients such as iron, zinc, folic acid, vitamin B12, and vitamin A. Further, rice fortification is a simple, scientifically proven, cost-effective, scalable, and sustainable global intervention that addresses the issue of micronutrient deficiencies effectively. It yields significant results in short period of time. Also, it requires minimal behavioral change in existing food patterns, as there is no change in color and flavor of rice, and hence better acceptance. Brief history of rice fortification. Rice fortification was first undertaken in Philippines in the late 1940s. At that time, beriberi was the second highest cause of mortality in Philippines, the first being tuberculosis. Extreme cases of beriberi cause heart failure or muscle paralysis, and, if left untreated, it results in death. Beriberi is caused due to deficiency of vitamin B1, also known as thiamine, which is present in the rice bran but not in polished rice. Seeking a resolution, researchers in the Philippines conducted the Bata rice enrichment experiment in 1948 to 1950 and demonstrated that endemic beriberi could be resolved by fortifying polished rice with vitamin B1. This was the beginning of modern rice fortification using coating technology. After successful demonstration of fighting malnutrition with rice fortification, the Philippines in 1952 made it mandatory to fortify rice with vitamin B1 through legislation. In 1958, USA made it mandatory to add vitamin B1, B3, B9 and iron. In 2001, Philippines added one more micronutrient, that is, iron, in the mandatory list. Another country, Costa Rica, in 2001, made it mandatory to add vitamin B1, B3, B9, B12, vitamin E, selenium, and zinc. In 2007, Papua New Guinea made vitamin B1, B3 and iron mandatory, while Panama in 2009 and Nicaragua in 2014 made vitamin B1, B3, B6, B9, B12, iron and zinc as mandatory. In August 2021, Peru passed the Fortified Rice Law and made various micronutrient mandatory. Apart from mandatory legislation, many fortification programs under social safety net in the countries like India, Bangladesh, Malaysia, and few countries of Africa and South America were going on during the last 2 decades. Impact of rice fortification. World Health Organization's meta-analysis on rice fortification shows that rice fortified with vitamins and minerals, including iron, reduces the risk of iron deficiency by 35%. Various international studies, including studies in India, have shown positive impact on increase in hemoglobin levels, serum ferritin levels, reduction in anemia, improvement in vitamin A, zinc, and vitamin B12 levels. Some of the remarkable positive features are reduction in level of anemia, reported in all 9 studies. Increase in hemoglobin levels, reported in 7 of 15 studies. Increase in serum ferritin levels, reported in 7 studies out 10 studies. Efficacy and effectiveness studies of rice fortification in India. Several pilot studies on rice fortification have been conducted in India through midday meal and PDS by organizations like PATH, World Food Programme, and Tata Trust with the support of government and NGOs. Reduction in prevalence of anemia, increase in mean value of hemoglobin, and improved average cognitive scores are the convincing outcome of various pilot studies. Among various pilot studies on rice fortification in India, the studies conducted by PART during 2004 to 5 and 2009 to 10 at Bangalore in Karnataka and during 2016 to 17 at Ahmedabad in Gujarat. By World Food Programme during 2012 to 2015 at Gazpati in Odisha and 2016 to 2018 at Dhenkanal in Odisha. During 2018 to 19 at Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh and during 2019 to 20 at Kannur in Kerala, as well as by Tata Trust during 2017 to 2019 at Gadchiroli in Maharashtra, are important landmarks in India's rice fortification journey. Based on various scientific studies, Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, on 15 August 2021, announced the government's vision to roll out the fortified rice countrywide in all social assistance programs by 2024.
देश के हर गरीब, हर व्यक्ति तक पोषण पहुंचाना भी सरकार की प्राथमिकता है। अपनी अलग अलग योजनाओं के तहत जो चावल गरीबों को देती है, उसे फोर्टिफाई करेगी, गरीबों को पोषण युक्त चावल देगी। वर्ष 2024 तक हर योजना के माध्यम से मिलने वाला चावल फोर्टिफाइड कर दिया जाएगा।
The mission of Rice Fortification program in India has a vision to reduce prevalence of anemia and to improve nutritional status of vulnerable groups through provision of micronutrient fortified rice under public distribution system and other welfare schemes by 2024. In the next lecture, we will learn about manufacturing process of FRK, that is, fortified rice kernel, and standards of FRK and fortified rice in details. If you have not subscribed the channel, please do subscribe, like and share. Thank you.